Do you remember Lunchables?
Yeah? Do you remember Gushers?
Of course, how could I forget? Do you remember Letters to Cleo?
Oh, yeah, and Veruca Salt.
The band or the character?
Both.
Sure, I remember those things. Yeah, that's about all I remember, actually.
Yeah.
Well, I should get going.
Okay. Thanks for remembering things with me. Oh, God, okay.
What are you doing?
I was just gonna hug you. That's...
Ew, why?
Because that's what friends do?
No, they don't. Friends just borrow money from each other and use ethnic slurs when no one else is around.
You don't hug?
Nope.
Huh. I have a movie I need to show you.
Please, I've seen every movie.
Oh, even the Huggabunch from 1982?
I don't think I remember that one.
As the Obscure met his match.
I'll show you who doesn't remember things, which I don't, because it's probably terrible and not worth using precious brain cells to remember. Let's watch Huggabunch. So is this thing on YouTube?
I mean, probably, but I mean, if we're gonna watch it, we are gonna watch it the way nature intended.
You have the original VHS? And a VCR? Maybe I have met my match.
Sorry, what was that?
Do I get to see any Snatch?
It's a children's movie from the 80s. So, you know, there's a possibility.
Well, since I have my iPad out, I ought to Wikipedia this thing. Well, it looks like the Huggabunch started as a series of toys and greeting cards published by Kenner and Hallmark in the early 80s. Kinda like the Care Bears, but ew, look at these things. They look like those lumpy plushies you win at the Midway.
Yeah, but the puppets in the movie look a lot better than the actual toys.
When is that not the case?
Okay, I'm just saying, don't judge the movie based on these pre-existing properties. You gotta look at it with new eyes.
Well, I guess that's good advice. By the way, what do you think of the new Star Trek?
You're getting off topic. Although, speaking of big budget ballyhoo, did you know that this Huggabunch movie cost $1.4 million to make? It was the most expensive TV special in its time, and it won an Emmy for Best Special Effects.
How do you know so much about this movie? Did you watch it a lot as a kid?
Yeah.
An embarrassing amount of times?
Yeah, hey look, it's starting!
Wow, using their full range of video effects. All two of them.
Hey, don't you recycle your jokes on me. Aww, the G's are hugging.
No dear, that's what we call the reverse cowboy.
You know, there's something very mystifying going on.
Is this our main character?
Yeah, this is Bridget, a rebellious loner with a mysterious past.
Because you've been such a good girl.
But not that good.
Ooh, she's got secrets.
Secrets? I'm intrigued.
That's my Aunt Ruth.
Aunt Ruth!
Mom, don't try to help so much. Just stick with the cooking, okay?
I've had it up to here. You're fired, Mom.
And that's my brother Andrew, a grump. Andrew's into electronic junk.
But at least he has a successful YouTube channel. Savannah, I'm getting bored with this. Why are we watching Mr. Belvedere minus Mr. Belvedere?
This is just the setup. We haven't gotten to the magical part of the movie.
Bridget, your breakfast is getting cold.
All right, I'm coming, Mom.
That's a penis.
Actually, I think it's a hand.
You mean it's not an interdimensional glory hole?
The voice. Remember I told you there's this little voice that comes through my mirror?
When I was little, I heard voices in my mirror too.
You know, I should mention that the plot of this movie revolves around them putting the grandmother in a home. No, seriously.
What does this have to do with Care Bears?
Huggabunch. They give hugs.
They give hugs, but they just don't care?
Southern hospitality. Oh, and here's the scene where Bridget meets Huggins.
My goodness, I just said hello. Help! Help somebody! Help!
That was such an honest reaction.
Help somebody! Help!
That's how I'd react if a Harlequin fetus came out of my mirror.
You know, I don't remember this being so frightening.
We've been watching you through the mirror for a long time.
That voice, why does it sound like bad quadraphonic speakers?
That feels really good. What's that?
That's the Emmy Award-winning special effects.
Thank you, Bridget. How do I look?
You look like Little Wayne. This plot sure is going places. Like the washing machine.
I'm trying to follow this. You're looking beautiful in just a moment now. Okay.
I like Grandma's reaction. Off to the home for me! But this sets up Bridget's quest, trying to make her grandmother younger.
Now let me think.
I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Whenever Hugga has a question, we ask the bookworm. He's smart. A talking worm? Give me a break.
I love when people in fantasy movies have standards. Talking worms, that's bullshit. Now let's walk through this mirror into Felt World.
Now here are the Emmy-winning special effects.
What, this crappy green screen?
It's not a green screen, it's an expensive process called introvision, where a miniature set is projected on the wall behind the actors.
Even though the results are similar to a green screen?
My goodness, there's more of you.
It's an infestation, call the Orkin Man.
Don't forget me, I'm Tweaker.
Tweaker?
Tweaker?
Tweaker.
Tweaker!
We hug and hug, I'll tell you why we do.
We fast, we forward, we fast forward to this.
Wow, a mountain of vintage books. It's a hipster paradise.
Library cards.
That's a penis.
Instant youth can be had by eating the fruit of the youngberry tree.
What kind of accent is that?
It's intellectual, yeah. You know, when you learn a lot, your voice changes. Just ask Clyde Crash Cup, the Spelling Bee, Mr. Owl, or the Bookworm. You become British German Icelandic.
So where do I find this youngberry tree?
There's only one, and it grows in the country of shrugs.
Country of Shrugs? That sounds like the place for me.
Does it?
I guess.
I think the Bookworm just tricked them into jumping into the bowels of hell.
Oh ha ha, sidewalk. Can't wait until they reach the catwalk.
What is that? It's the Hairy Behemoth.
That's a euphemism for a penis. Great lesson here, by the way. When you come across a wild animal, just give it a hug.
What an adorable baby elephant.
Is that Castle Grayskull? Are they gonna go fight man-eat faces? Oh, I remember this. It's my favorite part of the movie.
Are those sparklers?
Who are these scruffy, dreadful creatures, and what are they doing in my castle?
The Queen from Snow White, really?
Yes.
Down on your knees, all of you! Kneel before Queen Admira.
I'm Bridget Severson, and I'm an American citizen, and I don't have to kneel down to any old body.
What?
It's written in our Constitution.
Yeah, it's also in our Constitution that we can invade foreign countries and steal their resources.
All I want is a few of your young brains.
I already said no! Queen Admira has spoken. Be silent now. And you miserable excuse for an elephant, you were supposed to guard the castle. I should have you digested.
Let me guess, this woman is the reason you watch this movie over and over.
Whatever makes you say that?
Don't digest me!
Ooh, don't take my young berries.
Touching is not allowed, and hugging is absolutely and strictly forbidden.
That is the face of PMS.
So how does this end? Do they hug the Queen and she becomes nice all of a sudden?
No, she dies a horrible death.
Oh. Well, I did not see that coming.
Yeah, just like Bridget didn't see the ground coming.
Oh no, they're gone.
Hey, that one didn't touch the ground. It's still in the jar. So that's it? The heroes failed? The grandmother's going to an old folks' home?
Yeah, but not without a few Oscar-winning moments.
Grace is going out of our lives. She needs us. Doesn't that mean anything to you?
And Oscar moment number 2.
What is it, Andrew?
I love you. And I don't want you to go.
So the moral of the story is that if you hug people, they won't have to go to a retirement home. That's not the way the world works. That's the way a greeting card company works. Who made this movie anyways?
Yeah, a greeting card company, actually. But you know what? You were right all along. Hugging's for chumps. You know, not everyone appreciates touching. A lot of us are introverts and prefer different forms of affection that respects our personal space. This manufactured gooiness spits on the faces of introverts as it assumes that people who don't like hugging are some kind of monsters.
And you were right too. This movie is worth watching just for the unintentional humor you can only find in stupid kids films. If nothing else, The Queen of Courts is a lot of fun to watch. Job well done, Savannah.
Thanks, Obscure. And you know, I mean, if we're not gonna hug, then what should we do?
How about a good old-fashioned high five?
Ooh, yeah! Oh.
Ah!
Is not allowed.
Look, I'm Jim.
You look like Katy Perry.
Oh. Oh.
That's a penis.